you'll join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have a proclamation.
We do.
I've asked Dave if he'd read it, and we'll all come down here and be a part of it.
If you all would please, could you get this proclamation? Thanks for being here today. Proclamation, Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, March 2018. Whereas Clermont County community is involved in advocating for programs that promote positive system changes and that allow persons with developmental disabilities to achieve optimum independence and to promote innovative programs and practices that improve the quality of life for these individuals. And whereas the most effective way to increase the awareness is through everyone's active participation in community activities and the openness to learn and acknowledge each individual's contributions. And whereas we encourage all citizens to support opportunities for people with disabilities that include full access to education, housing, employment, and recreational activities. Whereas the United States no longer underestimates the abilities of Americans with disabilities due to the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act in 1990. And whereas the Clermont County Board of Developmental Disabilities is proud to work with partner agencies to celebrate the success of children and adults in our community who have developmental disabilities. Whereas we encourage everyone to acknowledge the theme, Celebrate Community, by celebrating all individuals who live in Clermont County. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Board of Clermont County Commissioners, do herein proclaim the month of March 2018 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in Clermont County, Ohio, and offer full support to efforts that assist people with developmental disabilities to make choices that enable them to live successful lives and to realize their potential. And it's signed Edwin H. Humphrey, President, David L. Painter, Vice President, and David H. Hubel, Member. And what we get to do now is present you this certificate. Put that in this hand right here. Give me this one. Give me your right one. There you go. All righty. Thank you. Thanks also for being here. You bet. You guys have anything to say, Dan? Thank you.
Yeah, we just if we mind just a couple words.
Go right ahead.
Sure.
Austin, would you like to say anything on your behalf, or share anything about maybe where you're working or things you're doing these days?
Sure.
You can step up to the podium there.
I work at Tractor Supply over in Eastgate, and in February I was Employee of the Month, and I also work with Children's Hospital. That we have we work with the kids with disabilities. We have a group that does 5Ks, and throughout the years it has grown. And just last year we had 20 kids in the program.
Austin, you're lucky. My Tractor Supply is like my favorite store. If I retire, I'd be like a greeter at Tractor Supply.
Yes, Austin, you were Employee of the Month here recently?
Yep.
Yeah, February.
February.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's great. So, well, thanks for coming out today. I really appreciate it.
And do you like working at Tractor Supply? Is that your favorite place?
All right. So, well, thanks, Austin. I'm going to take it from here for a second. Is that all right with you? So, all right.
Get a free plug-in for DD here.
Yeah, so I'm Dan Otke, Superintendent with the Clermont County Board of Developmental Disabilities. Appreciative that Austin was able to come out today with his parents, Wayne and Pat. So I really appreciate him accepting the proclamation on our behalf today. So as was mentioned in the proclamation, March is DD Awareness Month, and we do have a theme for the month, which is to celebrate community. Certainly Austin is an example of that, of a person who is working in a community job, which we certainly, that's our first and our effort every time, is to encourage folks to explore opportunities to be employed, and we have a number of folks in our community that do that. So we're very appreciative of him coming out to share that a little bit. But we also, for the month of March, are going to be involved at several locations in the community, just volunteering, doing some different things where some of our students, some of the adults that we serve, we'll be out at places like Empower Youth, Crayons to Computers, Ronald McDonald House, You'll be seeing some billboards kind of sharing a little bit about our awareness month next in March. We'll have a social media blast, so if you like our Facebook page, Clermont DD, and also our Twitter account, Clermont DD, you'll see examples of that where people are involved in that venture as well. And certainly Austin is one of our self-advocates, so he will be up at the Ohio State House come March 7th, and we have an actual Advocacy and Awareness Day up there where he will be participating with other folks here that are part of his group as well, so we're appreciative of that as well. So great representative for us, Austin, so we appreciate that. So, and so I wouldn't, and I, not to lose an opportunity, but also this is a big month for us because we will be also, there's a renewal levy that we'll be asking voters here in Clermont County to approve come on the May 8th ballot. So certainly if citizens have any questions about that, we're certainly open to questions regarding that particular campaign. And so you can check out our levy website, which is clermontddlevy.org. I always want to make sure it's not .org. And also, or is it .com? Sorry, .com. And then also our Facebook page, Committee to Support People with Disabilities. You can like that. We have a levy fact sheet that will be there as well. So if you have any questions about that, first and foremost, I want to emphasize that it is not a raise in terms of to the taxpayer, but certainly means a bunch for us in terms of being able to support people with developmental disabilities, not only through the rest of this decade, but heading into the 2020s, which is hard to believe we're heading into the 2020s. So, so certainly if you have any questions about that, we would be happy to answer that. Give myself or Lisa Davis a call at 732-7000. And so we appreciate the opportunity to come out this morning. So thank you to the
Yeah,
commissioners.
that's good. Let's get a picture here.
Yeah, that's good.
Come on, Austin, let's get your picture here.
You just want to be next to that T-shirt.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
On the back, he's got Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
One, two, three, and one more. One, two, three. Thank you.
Did you want to?
That's right.
5 or 6, like I usually do.
That should be good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
First on our agenda, I believe, is the approval of the regular session minutes for February 14th. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. And then we have a consent agenda. Consent agenda was emailed to us on Friday, and we've all had a chance to look it over. If there are any items that need to be pulled from that consent agenda for further consideration, I'd entertain that. Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as a whole.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. And we flip to page 6, the very back. Resolution to pay our bills in the amount of $1,137,989.26. Do we have a motion to approve Resolution 25-18?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. And Pam?
Pam Havercuss, Clermont County Emergency Management Agency Director. Item number 13 is a recommendation of Pam Haverkos, Director of the Clermont County Emergency Management Agency, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Interim County Administrator, to execute the notification services subscription agreement by and between Clermont County and OnSolve LLC out of Ormond Beach, Florida, for the use of the integrated public alert and warning system compatible software platform through Code Red, as more fully described in Exhibit A and entitled Terms, and Exhibit B entitled Acceptable Use Policy attached thereto and made a part thereof, and which will provide a real-time wireless emergency notification system to Clermont County residents and visitors and allow notification to internal groups via telephone and text messaging at no initial cost to Clermont County, therefore pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein, and effective for a period of January 1st of 2018 through December 31st of 2018. So this is the contract with OnSolve, which would give us access to FEMA's integrated public alert and warning system. As we had mentioned in the past, we have received fiscal year 16 state homeland security funds, which Hamilton County administers on our behalf, and they will be paying for that initial year, and then we'll get the system set up and get it operational, and then we'll do the renewal next year through our own operating expenses.
What will the renewal be? How much, do you know?
Yeah, so for that company, it would be $12.50, but we'll have to actually reach out to all of the providers and get new quotes because there are multiple providers. But based off of the information we've gathered so far, they probably will be the lowest vendor even next year. There is one lower vendor, but they do not provide a PC-based or a Microsoft-based platform. They only offer an iPad-compatible platform at this point, so it doesn't really work for us with our dispatch center. So we'll have to stay with a vendor that provides that platform.
And the iPause system, or the integrated public alert system, is what we get like on our cell phones when there is something that comes through. And
So what iPulse is that it's an integrator, so we can put out a message and then it'll send it to a variety of different messaging systems, one being the emergency alert system, which you see scroll across the TV. The other would be the wireless emergency alerts. If it rises to that threshold, we could put it out through the WIA, which would come to your cell phone, which would be what you currently get for flood warnings and tornado warnings. But we can also put it out through social media feeds. And then down the road, if we have like the Artemis camera or signage, we could connect into the Artemis signage as well. So there's a lot of opportunities down the road for future technology integration. With OnSolve and Code Red, they're also giving us access to a mobile app, so we can have residents download the mobile app and we can put information there that they can get on a routine basis. That gives us more flexibility with the mobile app to push and pull information.
So this is new for us.
Yeah, but it's not a traditional mass notification system, so we're not going to be calling anybody's landline phone, and we're not asking anybody to voluntarily register their cell phone data. And again, there are some restrictions on how and when the system can be used based on FCC compliance. And so now that we have once the contract's approved, we're going to be setting up training with Code Red, and then we'll finalize our SOPs before we can start using it on a regular basis.
Sounds good. Did we have a motion? No, okay. So we need a motion to execute the notification service subscription agreement as contained in item 13.
so moved.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 14.
Commissioner Humphrey, I had asked Pam if she would give the board an update on the flooding issues that we've had. And I laid
Okay,
a
good.
list of road closures on your desk, and then she also has a new employee that I think she wants to introduce today, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Good.
So as you know, we do have an Ohio River flood warning currently. And we met with all of our public safety partners yesterday just to begin making sure that we're all on the same page and develop an action plan should the Ohio River rise again above the moderate flood stage. So it crested early this morning at 55.38 feet at the Cincinnati gauge and 53.43 at the Meldal gauge. And it is slowly receding. So right now it's at 55 feet at Cincinnati and 51.8 feet at Meldal. We really wouldn't see our first residential structure to be affected on the first floor until about 56.9 feet. But at this point, what we're doing is gathering all of our public safety partners just to make sure that we have all of the plans in place. Should we have more rain, as you know, they're anticipating rain through the end of the week, and that could affect the Ohio River. It could rise again above that moderate flood stage, and we would have a lot more residential structures affected. So that's where we're at right now. We're looking at long-term planning needs and just kind of gathering information to make sure that we're prepared. And we'll continue to keep you informed as more information becomes available.
Great. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
And then I would like to introduce, we have recently interviewed for our program manager too, and we have offered Douglas Baumgartner the position, and he will be starting with us in April 9th will be his first day.
Douglas, where are you from?
Kettering, Ohio.
Where?
Kettering, Ohio.
Oh, Kettering,
Lived in
okay.
Montgomery County, Ohio, my whole life. But
Sure.
You
soon
have,
to relocate.
what, 34 years of public safety experience in the fire service?
Since 1980, I started out as volunteer, and I've been full-time for about 34 years as a career in the fire service, fire and EMS.
And what department?
Several different departments throughout my career. The latest has been with the City of Moraine Fire Division for about 30 years.
So we're lucky to have him on board. He's going to be working on updating our emergency operation plan, as well as working with the Department of Public Safety on the update of their SOPs, their standard operating procedures, so that we can have a better idea of how do we transition from an incident that starts out in dispatch and then requires the coordination of emergency management moving forward to better support our communities.
Very good.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to humbly serve.
Welcome, and before you go, I noticed that you've been accompanied here today by someone
Oh, this
that's
is my
obviously.
lovely wife, Darlene.
Hi, Darlene. Pleased to meet you. Good to have you in Clermont County.
Thank you.
You bet.
Next is supplemental appropriation.
We do have one supplemental this week. It is in the general fund. It's the clerk of municipal court for the elected official salary, $5,355. The clerk actually got an increase this year due to the increases that went to the judges, which is picked up by the state, but we have to pick up the clerk's portion.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the supplemental appropriation as contained in item 14.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
And just for the record, Suki, who is the municipal?
Clerk of municipal?
Tim Rudd, right? Okay.
So we've been looking for a new administrator for Clermont County. And we've had some interviews and talked to people. And I would propose that Mr. Eigel be named our administrator full-time and see if my board would support that. And I think we have maybe a personnel action that could be prepared if it's appropriate.
I would agree, Commissioner Humphrey.
Agreed.
Okay. So do we need a motion to approve that? Will anyone like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to hire our interim county administrator, Tom Eigel, as our full-time county administrator.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
You're not gonna get out of it that easy, right? We're gonna come up
picture?
front here and make a picture, right?
Let's go.
Yeah. Full of face.
Right, sit up in front of Humphrey. That's it.
Right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And flash off the last one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
I don't think the flash works.
You know what? It didn't go off, did it? I've got to have that checked.
Now you can have the corner office. It's an insider story. Tom's had the insider corner office since he came here, so.
Or you can move to the office that has a conference room off to the side, which might be more convenient for you. But as I understand it, we have need for an executive session pursuant to 121.22 G2 and G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to first consider the purchase of property for public purposes, the sale of property at competitive bidding, or the sale of other disposition of unnecessary, obsolete, unfit for use property, and 2, to confer with the prosecuting attorney regarding pending and imminent litigation respectively. Do we have a motion to go into executive session under those two sections of the code?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel? Mr. Humphrey?
Aye?
Yes, yes.
Drinking.
Coffee.
Occupied with coffee.
It's different than ice cream.
Okay, we'll be in executive session. Be back shortly. We're back from executive session. No decisions were made. Are there any add-ons,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Administrator?
I think Judy has some
Yeah,
information.
I was just going to recap the commentary that you started off with, Commissioner Humphrey, where Commissioner Ubel made the motion and Commissioner Painter seconded to employ Tom Eigel, the interim county administrator, as the county administrator effective this date.
Okay,
And the PA has been prepared and is part of the record.
okay, very good.
Okay.
And Mr. Commissioner, we also have to come out of executive session as well.
Yeah,
Right, and now you want to,
well, I think we're already out because we're talking, but we'll officially, no, we're out of executive session. No decisions were made, but that happened a few minutes ago. And there are no add-ons.
No, sir.
Okay. And it is now time for public participation. Is there anyone that would like to talk to the commissioners? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. That concludes our business for today. Thanks for joining us, and God bless.